Hello everyone, my name is Megha AC and my thesis project is Unnati the Rural Hub. Future of India lies in its village. We know that India is a country of villages and villages are known for simple and beautiful life. But extreme urban centric development has left rural areas in a state which lack basic facilities. So the aim of the project is to study and investigate the role of architecture in assisting the rural communities to create a sustainable development, keeping the morality of rural architecture intact. The objectives are to promote socio-economic, environmental sustainability of rural communities through the design interventions, which can be built by local resources using appropriate technology. A brief study of village is carried out to understand the various factors affecting the physical or social form of villages. Also, the self-sufficiency of villages are being studied. In the present days, there is a sharp decline in agriculture and non-farming activities are emerging in rural areas. Despite rise in economy, the village lacks improvement in basic facilities. Hence, we see various organizations involving themselves in rural development along the government, like NGOs, institutions, and CSR projects. Many projects and proposals are coming up in villages which are focusing on providing basic facilities, creating self-employment opportunities, and empowering rural villages. The study of all the proposals, we can see that there is an active community participation in all these projects which gets to success, and rural development means to educate and train people which will help them to create self-employment opportunities. The building case studies set a good example to know the quality of spaces and the functions and activities which should be included in projects like this. They exhibit how local materials and resources can be used in creating cost-effective buildings and spaces. The important point which can be taken from the case studies is that how to analyze the needs of rural people and to design the spaces required for their needs in a minimalistic approach and using as less resources as possible. And also these case studies show us how to integrate the services making the building sustainable and self-sufficient. Based on the study and examples and case studies, the idea is to work on cluster of villages rather than a single. The selection of Gram Panchayat was based on three criteria: NGO handling project, CSR and survey. Going with survey and with reference to Dr. Nanjundappa committee report, which identifies backward taluks based on cumulative development index, the Harpanalli taluk of Bellary district was chosen. In Harpanalli Taluk, further, Punabagatta Gram Panchayat is chosen as the region for study, which has 10 villages under its administration. There are two main roads which has bus transportation and connects to all the villages within the Gram Panchayat except one or two. The total population is 8,000, in which there are equal number of male and female. The facilities and the infrastructure are mostly located in two major villages which are Punabagatta and Kamatanahalli, the major two villages of Gram Panchayat. And people from all other 8 to 9 villages access facilities coming to these two villages every day. The education system at various levels is studied, in which the region has only till secondary school. One of the major reasons for unemployment is lack of education and skill in working age group. The kids also should be provided with skills like arts, dance and music, etc. apart from academics. 50% of the working population practices agriculture and the rest of population practice horticulture, small-scale business, and our laborers. Lack of education skills opportunities are the major backdrops for employment opportunities. Study of public spaces are conducted to understand the social life of villages. Public spaces are very informal and not defined. People usually gather around temples, trees, and small shops at various levels. The hierarchy of public spaces and user study is also done to understand the quality of public spaces and the users using it. There are two important junctions at cluster level which have gained significance due to the spaces around them. Market spaces and bus stop acts as a major crowd puller at cluster level with interactions happening between different villages. On market days, these junctions have almost around 150 to 200 people coming into these places. Public spaces at community or neighborhood levels are also studied to understand gathering of small number and spatial quality of those spaces. Streets play an important role in social life of rural people and are the most vibrant spaces where people gather, celebrate and live. The living is mostly extended to these streets and courtyards within the neighborhood. There is an interesting land use pattern which can be seen in almost all the villages. All the villages have a primary road which is kind of dividing the villages into two parts, out of which one side has all the residential development and the other side mostly has public buildings. And also the layouts of communities where the communities are in a cluster form with a temple or a shrine in between the layouts. People usually gather around these shrines or temples, and that's how the social life is in these layouts of smaller communities. A brief study of building materials is done to understand the local materials and methods of construction. Roof profile materials. There are various roof profiles used in the villages, and the commonly used typology is sloping roof with mangrove tiles and clay tiles which are locally manufactured in the region. And the plinths used in the region says much about the topography and precipitation because most of the plinths are at the same level as the street and few are lower at the lower level from the street, which indicates that there is a very less rainfall in the region. The most commonly used building materials are earth and stone. Earth walls are most commonly used because it helps to keep the building cooler for the type of climatic zone and is also locally available. People also use local random stones to construct the house. The stone masonry walls are 0.5 meter thick to trap the heat within the wall. There are small openings at a higher level so that it responds to the climate, and the openings are fixed to the stone lintels. Primary users are the villagers, which are based on three categories. They are age, occupation, and gender. After studying the region and assessing the needs of people, the design proposals are categorized into two functions. They are communal activities and training, which help in creating employment opportunities. Communal activities include markets, shops, community halls, and training includes women training block, vocational skill training, construction skill training. With this, there are four blocks and a housing block for staff members. The analysis of spatial organization was done to place the blocks, and there are three types of it, which are scattered zoning, clustered or campus zoning, and linear zoning. Two analysis tools, SWOT and weighted average methods are used, and using both and combining the results of both cluster organization is the most suitable one for the project. The site is selected on the street between Punabagatta village and Kamatahalli village because of its extreme importance The site is selected closer to the main junction in Kamatahalli village and the existing bus stop and market so that it pulls more crowd and villagers can easily adapt to the market and bus stop and continue to follow the same modes of transportation. If you can see the size and the orientation of site is more of a linear form, almost with two directions, one facing north-south and one facing northwest and southeast. And also the sun path and the wind direction on the site. The longer side of the site faces the northwest direction and the shorter faces the southwest, hence allows the blocks to be placed along the longer side receiving less solar radiations. Vegetation is very sparse with local planted trees like neem, coconut and betel nut. The site slopes down from southeast to northeast. The difference between the highest point and the lowest point of the site is 6 meter at an interval of 1 meter. The site has a very gentle slope. The design has two major components, which is the training blocks and then the community spaces. Based on the study of village land use patterns, since the site has two major functions, the site is zoned into two parts, one having training blocks and another one having public spaces, community spaces. Few of the conceptual ideas: placing the block in the southwest direction so that the open spaces are not exposed directly to the solar radiations. Also, a void space is created in front of southwest facade so that it reduces the harsh solar radiation that is being received. So this is used as a passage or corridor with seatings, which gives a juggly kind of feeling in the rural context. Building orientation trying to face the longer side in north-south direction so that less solar radiations are received. And also the roof form is such that it receives the maximum of north light and on the south solar panels are fixed so that it can consume maximum solar radiations. And the openings are placed at a lower opening where the air is entering and at the higher opening is the exit so that the hot air moves up and goes outside. And also the entry of the air is through a smaller opening and the exit is through larger openings. Site axis. Deriving from the site geometry, the site has one primary axis, which is this, through which all the blocks can be accessed, and three secondary axes which guides the entrance to the site to different blocks. There are three main entrances to the site, out of which two are pedestrian and one vehicular entrance. So this entrance leads you to the community spaces and this one to a space which can be this one to a junction through to from which you can go to training blocks or community spaces. So combining these two entrances which are closer by a frontage is created in front of the site so that it acts like a public realm where people can sit and wait for the bus since the bus stop is located and also can come to the market space which is located over here. So these are the three site entrances and there are the accesses are placed such that they create three important nodes on the site. So the first node at which all the users from the village can meet, which for fairs and celebration, which is at a communal level. Node at which few users from the training blocks and other users from this community block can also come, which has a pavilion in between. And then there is a vehicular entrance here closer to the construction workshop since most of the men use two-wheeler as their transportation mode. The site is entered with a frontage here in front where there is a bus stop and people can meet, gather here and also have a glance at all the spaces in the site while they are waiting for the bus. So the frontage provides the entrance to the blocks. The entire frontage stretches this long and opens to three different blocks that are community hall, market area and also canteen so that it can be accessed by people from the site as well as outside the site. There are two entrances from here which leads to two major junctions or nodes in the site from which individual blocks can be accessed. The entrances are emphasized with stone wall so that it creates a contrasting color among the mud wall blocks. The first central space, which is a community central space, is surrounded by four blocks, that is community hall, markets, administration area, shrine and kids activity area and a playground. So at the end is a water tank and a solar farm with services block here. And leading forward, the second entrance and also this leads to a pavilion, which is the second junction, which opens up to canteen, toilets and women block. The women training block is also placed next to the kids so that they come along with their kids and have a look on them while they are playing. Further down, there is a third junction leading from this pathway which opens up to the vocational training block and construction skills. Here, there is a distinguish between all the three junctions where the first one is for all the villagers, the entire community, while the second one is more of for like divided into two halves where this can be used by women in private or this can be used by the people of canteen and this block occasional skill block, and then the third opening where mostly men are using the space, the construction block. Since we see this gender priority in rural areas, a similar approach or an attempt to create something similar is made. There is a third entrance which is for vehicular access because it's located next to the construction block and people here mostly use vehicles as their mode of transportation. And also there is a huge open yard which can be used for the workshops happening in the construction skill block. There is a huge buffer of trees between the women's block and this construction skill block to ensure the privacy in this block. There are two main pathways, and at the end of each pathway, there is a significant element which has been added. So, as soon as one enters the site, one sees a water tank which creates a visual impact to the user since it's placed at a highest point and it's a huge, gigantic structure. And at the end of the other path, there is a shrine which symbolizes the sacredness of the space or the social importance of the space. So in both the cases, one is trying to create a visual impact while another one is trying to create a social impact on the users. So the spaces are arranged such that there is a hierarchy between the open spaces within the blocks and to the open spaces outside the blocks. So within the blocks, the spaces are arranged surrounding the courtyard or inner open spaces where the interaction or happens within the block people, whereas they come outside and interact with the block people of other blocks. In the interior of the block, semi-open courtyards or small open areas provide a platform for interaction, whereas in the exterior of the site there are small elements which catch people's attention. There are elements like seatings under the shaded trees or the narrow streets with seatings on the either side of the streets and a pavilion with a water body surrounding it, keeping the place cooler, and also these open spaces which upheld the social interactions among the users. Also, the block at this end are at a higher contour and also the heights of them are higher so that the user going from the street can see both the buildings. The visibility of these buildings which are at lower contour and the visibility of these buildings which are higher at higher contour, both are seen. Climatic aspects are taken care of by providing semi-open corridors and semi-open structures like pavilions and taller trees with seatings under them so that people are not under harsh sun. This is the market area and community hall area. So there is a separate entrance to community hall which enters to a porch and then a hall with capacity of 200 to 300 people. And then there is a kitchen with open eating space. On the other end of the hall there is a shrine where people use it for village functions. The southwest facade of the community hall has a pseudo corridor which will reduce the solar radiations entering to the building. Also, the rammed earth walls trap more of a heat, keeping the place cooler. The structure of the community hall is that it has rammed earth walls and then steel truss with wooden purlins and a mangrove tile roofing. And coming to the market area, it's 1 meter below the entrance area, so people climb down. People go down, and then there are two entrances, one at this level and one at the lower level. There is another entrance because these shops face this side, which is a dairy society and a fodder unit. The shops open to the semi-open area which is in between, which also converts to a market area when it's on a market day. So there are seatings under the trees where people can come and sit, and also vendors can be seated when it's a market area. There is also other semi-open area where men can go and have their own space, and also during the market area even this area can be converted where vendors can come. Also this corridor and this entrance block where there are juggly kind of structures where on which people can sit and sell their goods. The structure is made of CSCB walls and it has a wooden truss with mango tile roofing. The women's training block. So there is a common entrance where people enter to the common courtyard, which is covered with jali walls for the privacy. The spaces enter to one workspace and then there is an entrance to the training space. Workspace is where rural women come and work on their textiles and tailorings. Also, there is a small kids area added so that mothers coming with their kids can leave their kids here so they'll play and they'll have a look on them. And here there is a training block which opens to a central courtyard so that people sitting here and here can have a visual interaction, and it's not covered by walls. It's just a column structure which is semi open, so this entire area is semi open and it also has staff and toilets. The workspace is at a mezzanine for both the ground floor and top floor of the training space. So that it's in between. Basically, the lower ground is for embroidery and the upper ground is for tailoring. So women working from both can come here. So it's like in middle. So there is a staircase here from the ground floor to reach the workspace next to the courtyard so that the staircase is also filled with light and ventilation. And uh, and the upper floor is accessed by the staircase which is here. So the next floor entries to this corridor which is this, where one can stand and still see what's happening here. So there is interaction at various levels, not only in the horizontal levels but also at vertical levels, which is being trying to create. So there are columns in front of this open area which has a steel section where panels can be inserted during the hot days so that this inner area still keeps calm. And also openings are long and narrow so that the air breeze comes in. Jali walls and more inner courtyards are used because this is a block for women and to ensure the privacy for the women. A vocational skill training block. So there are two entrances to this block, one at this level, higher level, and one at lower level from the entrance from vehicular parking road. So both the entrances lead to a common central open spaces around which all the spaces are arranged. The classrooms and computer labs here, which are also there in the next floor. And then there is library at three different levels. So there is this level at a higher level, and a central library space, and one semi-open reading area. So this entire thing is a green patch, so people who wish to sit outside and read can use this space. Also, people who want to read alone in solitary can come here. There is also an opening here which leads to a small courtyard for people to go out. And there is a AV room towards this corner, so there are no openings here and it's just wall for the aesthetics. And also the staircase is inclined so that the entrance to the block is emphasized by creating a double height and leaving the entrance open. The roof profile of this room is such that it receives the north light and it seems to be a continuous line and then goes and then continues towards this. So it's a imitation of the local roof profiles that's seen in the villages. The materials used in this block is CSEB blocks with precast concrete beams on which there are Howdy mud blocks, which are hollow mud blocks, so that the floor is light. And also if wanted you can have a filling of mud or concrete on top of this. So there is a concrete filling as I have another floor on the upper now. The toilets of the block are placed here ensuring that they have a proper shaft for ventilation, and also the entrance has a window outlooking the green area which is inside here. To break the monotonous of the rammed earth CSCB blocks, I have added a jali wall and also the concrete beams on this break the monotony of the color of building material. Construction skill training block. Again, this block has two entrances, one from the central open space and one from the main entrance. So one enters to a waiting lobby next to all the office areas and storage room. So as soon as a user enters the space, he'll see the courtyard. If there are people working, it's a vision of all the people working here because this space opens to the wooden carpentry workshop. They also can come here and work in the courtyard, and they can work in this semi-open area also, which is at different levels. So this is the area and this is the courtyard which I'm talking about. Also, there is a canteen here, small canteen for men in this block. They can also have their lunch or something in the same courtyard. So this one courtyard plays a major role in these interaction of these blocks. There is a multi-purpose hall for workshops or lectures or any campaigns, meetings that are held in the block. The next entrance is from the central open space which opens to the canteen area and also shaded by the tree. And then there is a pathway which leads you to the open yard for the workshop area. And at a higher level, there is another workshop for rammed earth and construction blocks with closed open yard, closed workspaces for small workshops, and then a semi-open if there is a lot of sun, and then connected to two storages. So basically, the entire block is at three levels, and the roof also following the level profile. The materials used here are rammed earth with concrete beams and steel trusses with a metal sheet roofing. The cover is insulated so that it keeps the place cooler. And also this goes all till the ground with supported by a steel column. So if there is too much of sun coming from the west facade, they can have panels which can be removed or fixed to protect the windows openings from the solar radiations coming from the west side. So the campus is constructed with locally available materials which are produced on the site and also constructed by the local laborers. And also the campus has training spaces to provide employment opportunities while the community spaces enhance the social life of villages, hence the rural hub. Thank you.